Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But today, two AFC teams set to do battle. It should be a good one, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the New York Jets. There's Nick Folk ready to put this one in the air. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Oh, able to avoid him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their veteran QB, the former Delaware Blue Hen, Joe Flacco.
And what a marvel Joe Flacco is. Continues to be a reliable quarterback into his 40s. And we say it all the time. He came off of his couch and made a team better. Guess what? He's doing it again. And now has a chance to not only be good on the field, but also be one of the great mentors in a quarterback room.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Third down, Flacco from the gun. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 9. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. Deep for the Jets, Isaiah Davis. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So here are the Jets now backed up to start their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. If you've really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
That's good for a Jets. First down.
Partner, I think that play echoed a short yardage run. I know they're backed against their own goal line, but when they stack the defensive line like that, if you find any type of a crease, you're up to the 3rd level before you know it.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. Now a 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action.
Green 19.
To throw is Fields. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
That's good for another Jets. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Open man is the tight end, Mason Taylor. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A huge play there for the Jets. 47 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Here we go. All right.
They'll run with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jets post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Nick Folk for the point after. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They will start this drive with Ford. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second and 11 now. From the gun, Flacco. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Gain of 13 yards. First down, Brown.
Passing play, Flacco. He finds his man, complete. That's Ford. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Flacco from midfield. Fletch to his right. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Operating off play action. Flacco. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
7 yards to go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To pass, Flacco. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Fields. He can't get him down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the 2nd half of this contest.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Jets first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
19 windy.
A shotgun snap. Fields over the middle and complete to Wilson. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 2nd down and 6 now.
Go.
Here's Fields. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And a little floater there is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hanson with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Scott Hanson and crew, thrilled to be with you from the Orlando studios at EA Sports, and we'll keep this one short and sweet. Just 1 touchdown on the board so far, 7-0 at the half. Will the offenses pick it back up? To find out, let's rejoin our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. 331. Tonight.
He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here we go. Tonight.
Play action. It's Fields. He finds Wilson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Off play action, Fields. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Tonight.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, Fields. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Here we go, son. Go.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Steps away. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Justin Fields taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. On for the extra point is Folk. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Jets.
That time a 6-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side, so now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done. and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
On the ground, it's Ford. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Setting up to throw, Flacco. He'll get that one to Carter, complete. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Here we go, 4th down, 4th quarter, Flacco. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf, incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. But they can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent, because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down, and of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well, because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
Fields now to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. This to make it a 3-score game late. Folk's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down.
Flacco. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
A loss of 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
Now it's Flacco. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Flacco. Pressure comes, and down he goes. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
And it's 4th down.
They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. New York set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided.
Here we go. Turbo, sir. All right.
That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front. They're prepared for him to try and take off.
Here we go, sir. All right.
One play action. Fields. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
3rd and 12.
Here we go. 19. Sit high.
Back to throw. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Cleveland offense making their way out. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Flacco. He finds his man, complete. It's Carter. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Flacco off play action. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Complete to Cedric Tillman. A 28-yard gain. And the Browns 1st down.
And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. Here's 2nd and 10. Flacco will take to the air again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.